job in the role. And Sophie Thatcher is one of those actors who are rising talents, which I know of her. I did not watch Yellow Jackets, but I first saw her in.
What's going on, my Epictastic Nation? Welcome back to the channel. Finally, we're talking about some newer releases that I have seen that I have need to get some catch up on. This is Joshua Drake. Welcome back to the Epictasticness that is this channel, of course. And this is going to be my review for Companion. Companion is directed by Drew Hancock. This is written and directed by him. This is from the producers of Barbarian, Zach Cregger and Ray Lee. This stars Sophie Thatcher, Jack Quaid, Lukas Gage, and Megan Suri. I'm not going to give away anything in the plot as possible whatsoever because I want this to be as no spoilers as possible. Weekend getaway between a boyfriend and a girlfriend is doing fine, except for one little theme in this premise. It turns bloody and violent when a subservient android that is built for human companionship goes haywire. And that's all you need to know about that. So when it was coming into this movie, I was actually pretty interested to see how Companion would turn out. This was just one of those movies I went in, and I think you should go into not knowing a single solitary thing, because this is one of the most genuine surprises of this year so far. And so far, we have one of my favorite movies of this year so far, and I've only seen 4 or 5 or 6. But this I was looking forward to because you have the producers of Barbarian attached. I only saw the teaser trailer, and it didn't really show a whole lot. And also because we have a rising talent in the name of Sophie Thatcher, which I'll get to when I talk about performance. But I will say the best way to say this right now is to go in knowing absolutely nothing, because this movie is a really solid surprise. I really enjoy Companion. This was a lot of fun. And I'm going to start off with the easiest thing out of the way, which I'm going to go to first, and talk about the acting. And of course, I want to start off with the acting first. This movie is definitely Sophie Thatcher's time to shine, because she has to do a lot with what's required of this character. This is a character that has to do a lot, because she pretty much has to put herself through a lot because of the character of she's playing, which I won't get into specifics here. And while she has to play this character a lot different from what she usually has played so far in her career, I think this works to the best of her advantage, and she does it very well. Sophie Thatcher has a lot of fun with this. I like her character Iris. She does a very strong job in the role. And Sophie Thatcher is one of those actors who are rising talents, which I know of her. I did not watch Yellow Jackets, but I first saw her in the Book of Boba Fett. I thought she was good in there. I loved her in Boogeyman. I loved her cameo in Maxine. She was great in Heretic last year. And Companion, this is one of the more rising talents here. She is a rising talent here. She's a great actress. I love everything I've seen of her so far. She gets everything down to the character, and you can tell in interviews that she enjoyed playing this character. Also, it's a bonus that Sophie Thatcher, she's pretty attractive, so there's that. I can see why my friend Anthony, the creator, really does like her as well, and calls her the love of his life.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Oh, come on. I'm just saying.
I get it.
No.
I get it.
Listen.
Face it, Tiger. You just hit the jackpot.
Look at you, you bad bitch.
Again, need I say more? Also, we also have good actors here, like Jack Quaid as Josh. He's the boyfriend character, and of course, Jack Quaid is just here to fucking stay. I've liked this actor ever since I first saw him, and he made his first big splash with his small cameo in the Hunger Games. And between The Boys and Vinyl and My Adventures with Superman and Logan Lucky and Oppenheimer and Scream, he is here to make his fucking stands. And he is just saying, I'm going to shine. He was also in Rampage, and he also has another movie coming out this year, so I want to see what he does. The other actors like Lukas Gage, Megan Suri, and Harvey Guillén, and Rupert Friend, they all do a very good job in their roles. They have to commit to their performances, and I think they all do a very strong job in the movie. But I think what really works about the movie itself is the directing here. The directing here, you could tell that this was something the director Drew Hancock was passionate about, and also the director of Barbarian and Roy Lee, they really took an interest in this. So this was just obviously a fun adventure, and I love the fact that the movie gives you a lot more than what you want to see, and this is just a very clever, interesting, and fun movie. I know some people has had this debate, did the marketing ruin this movie or such, but I must disagree with that. I think if you don't watch any of the marketing and you just watch only the teaser trailer like I did, or just going completely blind like I did, you will have a different reaction to it. It's putting together some interesting twists, talking about some things like bliss in a relationship, and also the incel behavior and such, and the movie does have a lot of fun with it. And I will say, the fun twist does pretty make it shocking, and the shock factor is definitely there. The humor, it was funny a lot. I like a lot of the story elements here. I love the comedy, and I love the enjoyment factor what this movie was going into, and the costume design, production design, and editing. It's a very well paced movie for the most part. It's only just 97 minutes, so it's an easy 97 minutes. You get straight in and you get straight out. And also, it's just crazily how unpredictable the movie goes. Of course, you have some familiar tropes, like you have a relationship that's kind of toxic and it's kind of crazy and such, but I really do like a lot of what this movie goes for, and I really did enjoy what the movie has for. And when the movie gets crazy in there, the movie gets crazy, and I very much enjoy how crazy this movie gets. And you definitely see a lot of what the movie is going for. You get some craziness in there, you get the humor in there, and it does go into the toxic relationship and such, but it does it in a more hilarious, interesting way without pissing me off. Which, that's just a minor little thing I'll touch on, but granted, there's no abuse there. And the themes of interpretations here, it's talking about themes of control, entitlement, toxic masculinity and gender dynamics, male dominance over artificial intelligence, which those things is pretty much evident in there, but it does it in a way that is entertaining. I know some people will disagree with me otherwise, but I personally found this to be quite interesting and entertaining. From a directing standpoint, like I said, it's directed well, written very well. The cinematography by Eli Bourne is good. The music by Hirokesh Haraway is very good. Sophie Thatcher also provided her vocals to the music, which is pretty cool. And I will say, I enjoyed myself all the way through. I will say my one gripe when it comes to this movie is that the ending, of course, didn't 100% click for me. But I've had time to sit on this movie since I watched it at the beginning of this month, and I will say, the ending sticks with me a lot more now. So it is definitely one of those situations where sitting on it makes me appreciate it a lot more. And also, it does have some familiar beats, of course, which you're obviously going to get yourself into with this type of movie. But I will say, it does do it in a way that is handled with respect. But overall, I must say, Companion is one of my favorite, is easily so far my favorite movie of the year, right next to another one, and this is the first big surprise. If you have not seen this movie, it's going to be on VOD soon, and still check it out if it's in theaters while you can. This would be a good Valentine's Day gift for people. This will also be a very, very good Valentine's Day with your girlfriend or your wife. It also just something you and your friends can sit back at home and enjoy. This is a very enjoyable movie that I was genuinely shocked how much I liked. Going into this not knowing anything and not watching the trailers, and I think you'll be surprised. And if you don't end up enjoying it, that's perfectly fine as well. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a better than Vampire Academy. It was originally better than Vampire Diaries, but I have sat on this movie with that ending and such, and I just said I'm gonna boost this up a little bit. Well, that's going to do it for the video that you just watched. If you want to see more, my channel icon is up here. If you want to see more content from me, all my social medias are right here in this end card. I will also leave a playlist and a video here for you to see what the channel is about. As always, acknowledge me, stay Epictastic, join the Epictasticness, and you guys keep it cool.